Good morning, guys. I am gonna do a quick chit chat. Get ready with me. If you don't know who I am, I'm Kim, also known as Kim Be Fearless. And for the sake of time, I have already put my eyebrows on, but I'm just gonna finish them up a little bit because in the midst of getting children out to school this morning, I had to kind of stop. So I'm just going to put the finishing touches on them. I have already used brow pencil. Now I'm just going to go over them with a little cool toned brown powder. It's a matte brown eyeshadow. And I've done the hard part. Now this is kind of going to set them the way you would set your foundation with powder. So I am going to do a full video on how to fill in your brows, and that will come probably later this week because it does take me a little while, and once you see me without any brow product on, you'll understand why. So let's get started. I'm going to comb through these a little bit because you see this one is really dark. We don't need it that harsh. So I'm gonna take that down some. And this is just the spoolie end of a NYX micro brow pencil. I like this spoolie a lot better than some of the other ones I have, so I just use it all the time. And my hair is pinned back out of my face because it would be all in my way if I tried to do anything with that. And let me just get this straight. Hang on 1 second. There we go. All right, now I'm going to show you my everyday face that I wear to work. Like, I don't know, 5 days out of 5. I just don't like the way that looks. I gotta fill that in because I took it off a little bit too much. All right, now let me put that up because I'll mess with that all day. My face has been primed, moisturized. I've been experimenting with using primers and with skipping primers. So I think I'm gonna skip the primer today and just see what happens. But I am going to conceal my under eye circles, which I use 2 products to do that. The first is the Mary Kay highlight pen in shade number 3, which is a very warm peachy tone, and this color will diffuse or cancel out darkness. But since it's a little bit light for my skin tone, as you can see, I mix it with the LA Girl Pro Conceal Orange Corrector. And this is extremely pigmented. So see, I just do a little bit on top. Then I'm going to take a small precision brush like this. And this came in a set that I got. It's a BH Cosmetics face set. And I'm going to blend those 2 together and work it out underneath there. So that this kind of diffuses or totally cancels out the darkness. And this is a really soft brush. You don't want to do anything harsh or hard under the eye, you know, that's going to pull or tug a whole lot. So, sorry, I cannot seem to get this together, but we're going to get it. Okay. Now, you can see how that kind of made the circles look a little less apparent. All right. I'll try to get a system here so I'm not reaching back and forth. So now I'm going to use the Maybelline Better Skin Super Stay Concealer, and I use shade number 40 medium to clean up under my brows, which there's not a lot to clean up. I just like the way it looks. It makes my brow look kind of sharp. So, and I use my finger to blend that out. And then I use the rest of what's on the wand to conceal any discoloration on my eyelid and give me an even, smooth canvas. Because you need a base if you have discoloration on your lid, so your eyeshadow will look even and it will blend out correctly. And I keep tissues, cotton balls, Q-tips, all that stuff nearby when I'm doing my makeup, because I have a tendency to drop things and get stuff where it shouldn't be. So Q-tips, cotton balls, and Kleenex will fix just about anything. Like right now, that's too much concealer, so I'm gonna blot that off on the tissue. I'm sorry, there's a spot on my face. My dining room has the best light in the morning, and there's a transom above my window, so the sun is doing what it does. So now I've got my concealer on. Okay, we're gonna play Run Away from the Light. That's too far over. Okay. All I'm gonna do now is set my concealer with a translucent powder, and I'm just using a sample I have of the Tarte Smooth Operator finishing powder. And you just want to put a light coat on top of that to keep it from interfering with how your shadow blends out. And I don't know where I got this brush from, but I've had it for a long time. It was part of a travel set, so it's just a big fluffy brush. Let me try. Oh well. Let me scoot over a little bit. There we go. And all I want to do really is just get this smooth, and that way my shadows will blend well. So now I'm going to use Soft Brown by MAC. You probably can't even see it because it's the same color as me. It's my skin tone shade. I'm going to use that and a Sigma E40 blending brush to put that all over my lid. And this is going to be my transition color, or my blending shade. And there's no real right or wrong way to do this. You just want to get it all over your lid, concentrating it mostly in the crease where the color will transition from what you're putting on your lid to your brow. And this will be a neutral look because I'm going to work, but you know, you can do whatever you feel comfortable with. If you don't have a professional dress code at work, you can, you know, do a little more color. So now that I have done that, the next color I'm going to use is Saddle by MAC. And you see I got all the names on my little thing because I had a hard time learning them. So I'm just going to add that slightly above my crease. And I have quite a bit of lid space. So if you don't, you put it where it works on your eye shape and eye size. I'm just going to make that nice and warm. Alright, so now I'm going to use a brush by e.l.f. It's called the blending eye brush, but it's really shaped more like a crease brush. It's slightly pointy or dome shaped. And I'm going to pick up some Embark by MAC, which is this brown shade right here. And I'm going to take my brush and point down. See if I can get out of the sun like that. And I'm just staying in the crease. And if you don't know how to find your crease, when your eyes open, it's the part that is pretty much covered by skin. Or if you take your brush, you can feel where your orbital bone is or your eye socket. And I am tapping a little bit of the excess off of the brush because I don't want a lot. And this is just going to give your eye some definition, some shape. Alright, and now, since we did that part, before I move on to my lid, I'm going to highlight. And to highlight, I'm going to use Vapor by MAC, which is this light shade that has a little bit of shimmer just on my brow bone. I don't know if you can see that. I'm trying to get out of the sunlight, which is being so disrespectful right now. Alright. Now I'm going to put some color on my lid, and I'm going to use this Wet n Wild Milano collection, which looks like this. And I'm going to use this pinkish champagne shade right there. And this is a Sigma E55 shading brush. And I'm just going to concentrate this from my lash line up to the crease where I put the darker brown. And I learned this from one of my favorite people on YouTube. If you want it to look foiled or shiny, then just gently pull your lid and pack the color on like that. And there you go. Now, do the other eye. And don't worry if you get some in your eyelashes, because we're going to put on mascara, which will cover that. Just want to make sure I get that even. And I don't have any foundation on yet, so it's not a big deal if I get a little bit of fallout on my cheeks. I can clean that up before I do my foundation. Alright. So now, just to blend everything together, I'm going to go back into this Milano palette and use a lighter brown shade, which is this one in the middle. on e.l.f. another e.l.f. blending brush. And right between where I put the champagne color and the darker brown, I'm just going to go over that to kind of blur out any harsh lines and make that seamlessly flow. Alright, now we got that done. I'm going to put some black shadow at my lash line because that's going to serve as my liner for right now, since I left my liner in the other room. But I want this eye look to look complete. And for me, it doesn't look complete until I have some type of liner on. So you can see the difference if I back up a little bit between this eye and what the liner did to define, which I have prominent eyes, so I have to really make sure I define them. Otherwise, your eye makeup just looks kind of crazy. So try not to get out of frame. There you go. I'm just right at the lash line with this black shadow out of this same Milano palette. And this is the blackest matte eyeshadow I've ever seen. It's a little bit powdery, but that's okay because the color payoff is amazing. And I like it even better than the black in my palette, my MAC palette called Corrupt. It really makes a difference. Okay. So now, got all that done. That's the last step before I put on my foundation, because I'm going to do some powder. And I don't want to do mascara or lashes yet because the powder will settle into them and you'll see it all over my face. So, since I'm not doing a primer today, I'm just going straight in with my foundation. And this is a sample I've been testing out of Lancome Teint Idole. And I'm in the shade 420 Bisque. So, I'm just going to get this on my finger and dot it all over my face. And I'll just work one side at a time because some formulas, especially if they're a mattifying formula, will dry fast and then you'll kind of be stuck. And I'm going to use for the first time today my Karity F30 flat Kabuki brush. And you kind of want to just pounce it into the skin. And make sure you cover it evenly. I am going to swipe a little bit around my mouth and my chin. Just so you can see how even that is. But so far, I'm loving this brush. My sample is about gone, so I think I'm gonna purchase this. I just wanted to try it out first. And I don't know if you can see, I have a little bit of redness and hyperpigmentation, a few acne scars. So I like to make sure I get in the corners and the crevices and all that good stuff. Make sure I get my nose. Alright. Do my forehead and we'll be all done. right, so I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. I'm going to put my mascara on, finish concealing under my eyes, do my lips and blush, and that'll be it. Thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you in another video.